Hi, this is Michelle from Michelle's Macarons, and today I'm going to talk about how to start your own home bakery business. Part 1, probably. Going through these like they're steps, but they take a lot of work each step, so you can't just be like, got that, check, did this, check, it's going to take some work. All right, so first you're going to want to check your cottage laws and licensing requirements in your area. So just Google your state cottage laws or cottage food operation or whatever, and then go see what you're allowed to sell and the licensing requirements for your state, because they're all different. Okay, so make sure you're allowed to sell what you're selling and figure out if there's a limit to how much you can sell or where you're allowed to sell. Some states are only allowed to sell straight to the consumer. Some states are allowed to sell wholesale. Like I would make a macaron and sell it to a coffee shop down the road, and then that coffee shop would sell it to their customers. So that's considered wholesale. Some states aren't allowed to do that, so make sure you check for that as well. And see if you need to get any sort of licensing, and see if you need to register your business name. Okay, then you have to think about what kind of business you want to register as. I would say if you're just starting, I would recommend just doing business as a sole proprietor, then eventually register as an LLC down the road. I don't think if you're just starting, you need to do that right away, especially if you've never sold anything before. I would save that until you've got more business and you know that this is something you want to be doing. Then in some states it's required that you register your business name. Others you don't have to, but usually when you're just starting, you'll do like a doing business as, unless you're using your real name. Like unless I'm just selling macarons under Michelle Adams, I need to register my name as a doing business as. So I had to register for Michelle's Macarons. So Michelle Adams doing business as Michelle's Macarons. So that's what I would suggest at first. Then once you have that done and you've checked with your state regulations, make sure that you have all the licensing, all of that stuff, then you can start selling. So before you do any of this, I would test your product. I would make some, let your friends and family try it, and ask for their feedback and like critique on your product. If you're enjoying this video, let me know by hitting the like button below. I would recommend starting at farmers markets and pop-ups. So get into as many farmers markets as you can and get your product out there and meet people and put samples out and try to get as many people tasting your products as possible. So then you kind of get a customer base from there and you kind of figure out what your best sellers are. And I would do a lot. And farmers markets are a lot of work. So you can't like do one farmers market and then think, where's all my business? Okay, so yeah, let me know if you want me to do a video about farmers markets, because they are kind of rough at first. Like you have to know what you're doing and know the right stuff to take to the farmers market and how to set it up so you look kind of like a home baker, but also not like a home baker. You want to look professional enough that someone wants to eat your food, but you don't want to look so professional that it looks like it's like a commercial product that doesn't have any love in it. So you'll get the hang of it on your own when you start to develop your brand, but let me know if you want me to make a video about that, about doing the farmers markets. If you're learning something and want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it to be notified whenever I come out with a new video. All right, so start with farmers markets. Pop-ups, do those. Talk to local stores in your area. And then if you can do wholesale, after you've got a clientele kind of built up through the farmers markets and pop-ups, and then you've got your packaging down, then I would talk to wholesale accounts and coffee shops and bakeries and anyone that would possibly want your product. So if you're making macarons, a lot of places can make macarons, but they don't want to. So even if it's a bakery that has other baked goods, they still might want to sell your macarons or something else that they just don't want to make on their own. Okay, and get some packaging. Get your packaging figured out, get your labels and everything that you need on your packaging. I really like Paper Mart for packaging, but I will list some more places I like to get boxes and stuff in the description below. And go to this video. I have a lot of my favorite packaging supplies here. Now, if you can't sell wholesale, then I would stick with the farmers markets, pop-ups, and if you can't do that, then you're gonna have to really focus on you should focus on this anyway, but you really have to focus on like marketing right to the customer. And what I've had the most success with is doing this through website, social media, and an email list. So you want to right away start building up your email list, get people to sign up for your emails, then send out emails every week with the flavors and whatever you're going to have in stock that week. Get your website set up, and once you have your website set up, or when you're setting it up, have someone test it. Like, have someone that's not tech savvy say, place an order and tell me how hard it is, and then sit with them and see where they get stopped up. And then go in there and just try to make the website as easy as you can. But pretend like you're going through the order process on your own. Like, go to your website, think, okay, I'm having a wedding. I would like to have these flavors and these colors or whatever. Pretend like you're placing an order for your own event. Go to your website and see how easy it is. Because the most important part of the website is ease of use. So don't do any fancy slideshows and all this stuff if it's going to make it harder for your customer to get what they want. So get a website with an order form, with your email on there so people can email you if they have questions about their order, and a place that you can put your flavors and everything you offer. So once you start selling, you're going to want to buy bulk ingredients. So I like Costco or Sam's Club or something like that. But also, I mentioned in my other video that Webstaurant is a good place to buy bulk ingredients. So I'll link below the website, but it has a lot of good stuff like that. Then when you pick your business name, I would recommend going and just signing up on all social media. You know, even if you don't think you're going to use it right away, get your Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn. Like, make sure that you can get your business name on every one of those. And this is something, the social media is something you can get going before you even have the license. So if you are waiting for your licensing to come through and all of that stuff, I would still start taking pictures of whatever you're selling and start posting it and kind of hyping it up and creating a following on your social media before you even sell. Okay, and try to create a cohesive brand. Like, if you like a certain typeface, stick to that one typeface. Don't use different ones for everything. You want someone to see your logo and your brand and recognize it when they see it again. You don't want them to get confused and think, is this another macaron baker? Or is this the same one I saw earlier? You want to keep everything cohesive. And don't think that just because you see it all the time and it's boring to you, that it's going to be boring to someone else, because think about how little they see it compared to everything else. Okay? Because not everyone is seeing your content as much as you are. So don't think that people will get bored if you're only using one typeface or one color or something like that. Just try to keep it as simple as possible and use the same elements throughout your brand. The branding part, I think, is very important. Okay, I know that it's not like important when you first start out. I think the most important part when you first start out is making sure you have a really great product, because no amount of marketing is going to help a crap product. So make sure, yes, number one, make sure that your product is the best it can possibly be. If something is just good to you and you're like, that's good, that's fine, absolutely don't sell that. And I don't mean that if your macaron has a little bit of hollow in it or something that the customer wouldn't even notice. I'm not saying don't sell those. I'm saying make sure the taste and the texture is as good as possible. So always be testing your recipes, letting people try, taking feedback. Don't be stubborn about your recipes and products. If a lot of people are just tasting it like, meh, then it might not be that great. And that's okay. You can make it better. So just make sure that you're always trying to improve your product and try to find someone honest. I was blessed with very honest siblings that would absolutely not hold back if I gave them something that wasn't spectacular. Okay. So try to find people like that can taste it and be honest. And I mean, it might hurt your feelings at first, but after a while, you're just gonna realize that you're developing a better product because of it. So just try to take the criticism as constructive, even if it's not. Just take all of the criticism as feedback, use it to improve your product. That is the most important thing. A lot of my really great recipes have come from someone insulting it. Then I would get my feelings hurt and then realize that, oh wait, they are kind of right. That's probably why my feelings are so hurt. So then I'd go back and make it a better recipe. So if someone is saying your thing doesn't have flavor, most of the time they're not just trying to sabotage you, and they're usually just telling you how they feel. So just go back, try it, think, how can I add more flavor or make it less sweet or whatever will make it better. Okay, but most important, really, really great product. If this sounds too overwhelming to you, I have put together a course called the Home Bakery Blueprint, which right now, I don't know when you're watching this, but in July, right now this is only open for people in the Michelle's Macarons Facebook group, but if you'd like to be notified when it's open to the public, join the email list below. I'll put a link in the description and you will get an email when this goes public. If this is something you want to do for your business. It's not going to be easy, but it works. Let me know if you want a part 2 of this, if this was helpful, or any questions you have. Maybe I'll do like a home bakery business frequently asked questions. I could do that. So let me know in the comments below if that's something you're interested in. If you'd like, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I will post those links in the description below. Check out these other videos. Okay, love you, bye. Hi, this is Michelle from Michelle's Macarons. Is it? Or is it Michelle's chair? Hi, this is Michelle's chair from Michelle's Macarons. Okay, that's all.